So what can an e-biker learn from a cycling group, a road cycling group? Well, stick around, because I joined one. I'll share with you what I found out. Well, hello again, Internet. Welcome back to the channel. So, what can we find out about road cycling groups as an e-biker? Is there some value that we can learn from each other? Well, what I did was I signed up for some training rides with, oh, his dogs are leaving him. He's out there training some dogs. See, now. So I went and I put a new perspective on the camera here. And now there's something kind of interesting. How you doing today? Something pretty darn interesting to go ahead and show you on the film. And I got the camera turned around. But I joined, signed up for a training ride with a road cycling group. See what I could learn. You know, part of it was I wanted to learn a little bit more about, I kind of bumped it around a little bit there. Big pothole. I've got a big extension on my GoPro here to get it up so you're not looking up my nose. But part of the reason that I joined that was because I genuinely would like to learn more about riding on the roads. And so I thought, well, there's an opportunity right there. Let's go ahead and explore that a little bit. And I also wanted to see, you know, there is so much of a, what would you call it? I don't know about a stereotype, but a divide. Maybe it's a stereotype of a divide between road cyclists and e-bikers. You know, the e-bikers say, "Oh, road cyclists, they just think we're cheating," and the road cyclists, you know, they think whatever they think about us. But it's not good, and you know that's something that I see way too much of now, is a divide like that. You know, you've never heard me get very political on this channel, and that can be shocking to some people that know me. But you know, there's a huge divide. You look at politics, there's a huge divide there, and it used to be. It really did used to be, and if you're younger, you may not even remember this or have ever known about it. But it used to be, you know, you had the right, you had the left, and these folks would try and meet somewhere in the middle. See if they could find some common ground somewhere. And that's gone. It's just, you know, my way or the highway. And that's not only in politics, that's in everything. I forget who it was. Somebody was talking about, you know, Ford and Chevy owners that are that way. And different e-bike manufacturers can be that way. Any kind of manufacturer. Hey, speaking of manufacturers, the Findway helmet. I am sporting mine. You know, I gotta thank Richard and Bruce with Rip One Outdoors and with RV Enthusiasts. You guys are, if you're watching this, you're probably familiar with them. If you're not, go check them out. But you know, they both kind of convinced me to, at the very minimum, explore the idea of wearing a helmet. And the helmet that I'm wearing is the Findway. Link in the description. Link in the description. Go ahead and get one. Use our affiliate link. We would appreciate that. And there I went right down a rabbit hole. But you know, the divide that's going on, I wanted to try and bridge some of that. I'm not really interested in, and I am convinced I am absolutely convinced that when you're standing eye to eye with somebody, it's much, much more difficult for them to be disrespectful to you. Maybe some people think I am. I can't imagine being disrespectful to somebody without looking them in the eye. And that doesn't mean I'm going to be disrespectful when I'm looking them in the eye, but I have told people the way I see the truth, we will put it that way, that's for sure. But not anonymously. I would never do that. You know, I'd speak of things that I know, and I would be there to back up my assumption if I have a difference of opinion with somebody. And there's been many a times because of that maybe my opinion was altered a little bit because there was somebody else that was just as passionate about their side, but willing to articulate it when you're eye to eye instead of just resort to calling names. So I wanted to get in there with that. So let me tell you what we found. Is this stereotype real? Do the road cyclists not like the e-bikers? Well, I'll tell you, my first impression when I got there is the guy that was leading it says, you know, you're going to need a different bike if you're going to continue to cycle on the roads. And I said, wow, yeah, I know, but this will be all right for exploring it. Got a little mark on my mirror right there I got to clean off. I said, there's a 48 tooth sprocket on the front of this. He said, well, that's not going to be your limiting factor. Your limiting factor is going to be your tires. Them off-road tires are going to be so much rolling resistance, you're going to have a hard time. I said, well, okay, we're just going to go ahead and go with what we go with. And we had a couple of people that were pretty shy, did not want to be on a camera. And so I'm not going to show them on the camera. I mean, I can be respectful. If somebody wants to not be shown, I'm not going to show them. But overall, I found even the people that maybe had a disagreement, they were very respectful about it. You know, the fellow that was guiding it, he was straight up with me and said, you know, you're going to want a different bike than this. And of course, I've got back issues. I would have a hard time being hunched over, but I got to talking to a lot of the folks there, and maybe, just maybe, I could explore that a little bit. We'll see. But nobody disrespected me, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to cut in here a couple of times some other film of some of what we were doing, and well, let's go into what we learned first. Okay, this whole thing I kind of thought was about road safety, and it is, but it's road safety in a group. So what did we learn? Well, we learned hand signals that you would use in a group. We learned how to let the lead rider drop back safely, and so that when he dropped back, he knew where the back was, so he could pull up the back. We learned what to call out with when you was in the back or in the front. The hand signals that they use with each other. Some things that were absolutely shocking to me. I seen one mirror on the whole outfit, and that was a mirror that was attached to a helmet up here. Nobody else had a mirror, and I spoke with one woman. She says, well, because my cataracts, I have one contact that's one way and one contact that's another way, and I even said, well, okay, that's you, and I can certainly understand that, but I'm not seeing anybody with a mirror here, and it's just kind of surprising to me. And so, you know, that was a big surprise. The drafting that they do, you know, they want you to work your way up to, I'm not saying everybody was doing this right now, but to work your way up to where you're running 25 miles an hour and you're honestly inches from each other's tires. And does that give you a draft? You know, I'm going to tell you, there were some places I felt like I was driving a NASCAR. NASCAR car, because you actually can feel the draft. And these guys were in a more hunched over position than myself, because I'm not on the bike to be in that kind of position. But that was kind of surprising to me. You know, these guys can ride. I'm going to tell you right now, they know how to ride. The training itself, I thought, was very good. I may go back for some more. Is road cycling for me? I don't know. That's undecided yet. You might not know this because, you know, it just doesn't show, but I can get very intense about things. Believe it or not, I know a lot of people would never believe that, but I can get real serious and real intense about some things. Who'd have figured? Who'd have thunk it? And so I'm not sure I want to delve in to road cycling, because I can just see myself going out there and buying a carbon road bike. And I've already got some of the gear for it. Yeah, I can honestly see myself doing that, and I'm just not sure I want to go there yet. But you've got this fella riding in front of me right here. Let's talk a little bit about the people and the divide and how to bridge across that gap a little bit. Guy riding in front of me right here, his name is Chris, and I got to tell you, this was one of the most inspiring gentlemen that I have ran across in a long time. He was 100% encouraging. We went out this road several times. There was a lineman rodeo, which that would be, I know you guys are all saying, rodeo, well, you must have stopped there. Well, this was a lineman rodeo, and that's for the people with the electric company. And they have competitions there, so that was pretty cool. I wasn't completely sure when I was smelling all this stuff cooking, if they were cooking food as vendors, or if they were hitting short circuits to trying to hurry up and get the lines disconnected. Who knows what it was? But anyway, we would go through that area, and that's where we would kind of slow down and have an opportunity to talk, because it was right alongside the road. And but when we got through we went up and down this road. We went down it and then back it, which meant we went through there twice. Then we went down it again, and I asked the guy that was training, I said, you know, can I go up here with this faster group going back this time? He says, well, if you think you can keep up. I said, I think I can probably be okay there, but can you follow the rules? I said, well, that's what I'm here to kind of figure out, because these guys were just a little bit more serious about it. They was going to be going from the front to the back, you know, basically dropping back, changing positions in their draft line and in their lineup and everything. And I say, you know, I've been listening, and yeah, I would certainly like to give that a try. So he said, okay, go ahead. And I guess we went about 20 mile an hour average, something like that. It was not keep up, but when we got done, he turned around, he looked at me, he said, man, you were like a rock. You were right there the entire time. And you know, that was something that was very respectful to say to somebody. If you have a problem with e-bikers per se, and he knew exactly what I was on, but he said, you know, I was really surprised. I really didn't anticipate that you was going to be right there with us and doing everything. Well, you know, my bike would end up going faster than that, but and then there was another fellow there, and I'm so sorry, I cannot recall his name. He was right there with me. He said, you know, he rides an e-bike, and I think I've talked to him before out on a trail somewhere. He says he rides an e-bike, but he also rides a road bike. And we had a great conversation. Everybody there was pretty darn respectful of what I was doing there. So I was good with that. I think we maybe bridged a little bit there. Maybe there's a few folks talking about me right now. I don't think so though, because my ears are not burning. So, hey, I guess it's all good. Am I going to be going back? Like I said, I'm not so sure that's for me. I can get pretty intense about things, and I don't know that I need to get too intense about something else right now. So we'll see, but I may go back for a few more training rides. So I think that's going to do it on this one, Internet. Let me know what you think. Have you went out on some road cycling groups? I know Joe in, I believe, Michigan, he's done some of that. I'm not sure about some of the other guys if they've went out with things like that. And also let me know what you might be doing to bridge that gap between e-bikers and the road cyclists, because you know that there's some friction there, you know, and so I'd like to see that gap get bridged a little bit. So anyway, Internet, till the next time, this is Southern E-Biking. I'm here to tell you, stay safe, God bless, and keep the wheels turning. Once again, we're out.